Charles Ozel-de-Serget, who's Managing Partner of EMEA and LATAM for Cambridge Management Consulting. He'll be chairing this session. And speaking alongside will be Anthony Voscarides, the CEO of wingu.africa, and Veer Passi, Group CEO for Kalaam Telecom, which is encompassing Kalaam, Tawasul, and Zagil Telecom there. Please give a warm round of applause as they take to the stage.
Hello, hello.
Hello.
I think it works. So it's very cozy. So we have 15 minutes. Well, 10 seconds have passed already. So thank you for being here after the lunch. It's a very important topic here we are going to talk about. Investing and connecting in Africa. And this is a great challenge and great opportunity. There is a clear international focus on investing in Africa. We know that we have this is one of the largest continents receiving significant investments now. We can think about data centers, fiber connectivity in different areas, etc. We have also the government support. We know that Africa now is the home of 1.4 billion people. In 2100, which is soon, it's going to be 4.5 billion people. So imagine the opportunity. Also, the average age of the population in Africa is less than 20 years old. So this is the future, definitely the future. So before starting with my question, I would like Veer and Anthony to really introduce themselves.
Thanks, Charles. I'm glad to be part of this forum today. My name is Veer Passi. I'm the Group CEO of Kalaam Telecom. We are a full-fledged telecom operator focusing in the MENA region, Middle East and North Africa. 2 lines of business, carrier and enterprise. Carrier business, our sweet spot is Middle East and North Africa. We cover 80% of the MENA region through our own points of presence. And we also are a licensed operator in KSA, Kuwait, and Bahrain, serving the B2B business. Thanks.
Thank you, Veer. Anthony?
Hi, I'm Anthony Voscarides, CEO of wingu.africa, formerly known as Djibouti Data Center, which is where we started 10 years ago. We're a data center operator with an experience in East Africa, and we're currently in 4 countries and growing.
Superb. Thank you. So I would like to ask you the first question, Veer. What has been, in this context, the most adventurous thing you've been doing the past year?
We've been following both organic and inorganic growth. So I think the most adventure has been we have done our 5th acquisition in the last 6 years. All our acquisitions have been companies which have been double our size. We crossed $100 million in revenue through our latest acquisition, and being one of the 3rd largest fixed line operator in the MENA region.
Okay, great. Anthony?
Somalia.
So go into more detail. What
so basically, the most exciting thing is really going into a market nobody else has gone into, being first to market. And I think Somaliland, which is where we are now, is a huge adventure. So even when you're building all this stuff, it's very exciting to get your first paying customer into a facility, because at the end of the day, it's all about having a customer functioning and not so much all the building and all the other functionality you have to do.
Okay. So also we see some key trends and evolutions in Africa. You know, I spoke about the investment, about data center, fiber optics, etc. And we see also the government help. So I would like to have your opinions on the key trends, and you can describe them, which are really affecting what you're doing yourself. But could you tell me what you see as the most exciting developments in the past year and more, and how do you see the investment in those exciting developments as well?
I think I'll categorize into 3 areas as far as Africa is concerned: connectivity, infrastructure, and digital transformation. I think on connectivity, the most transformative initiative is to Africa. Covering 16 countries, 22 landing. I think what we expect from this investment, especially from Meta, is one, large capacities coming over in Africa, connecting Africa to Middle East, Asia, and Europe. We expect the internet prices to go down. IP transit will definitely go down. Cheap internet is cost-effective internet is key to the digital transformation. That's on the connectivity side. Data center, second. I think almost $1 billion plus investments have been announced. Equinix is there. Digital reality is there. Some of the telcos are investing, as Anthony also mentioned. So significant investment in data centers, which is going to drive digital transformation. I think third, another area which the operators with mobile operators will monetize is the mobile money.
Yes.
I think it is going to be a phenomenal opportunity for the operators. We have seen the likes of Airtel and MTN getting financial services licenses in Nigeria. And you rightly said, youth population, very low financial inclusion. These are the breeding grounds for financial transformation. So I think I see these three areas where are going to be transformative for Africa going forward.
Great. Anthony, what's your point of view?
Well, I think you've covered it all there, really. From our perspective, it's really about seeing Africa in terms of digital catching up with the rest of the world here. So there's been a lot of discussion, as you know, about leapfrogging and all these kind of stories, where you can go straight to mobile in Africa instead of having a fiber network, etc. Just to say that nothing can be better than fiber, but there is that opportunity to grow all these different services. The data center is really at the heart of all of this, and without the data centers being properly managed, etc., you're not going to get that 1 millisecond connection that you need to have financial services. So as you mentioned as well, in Ethiopia, for example, they're just beginning now to have all these financial services, mobile money, all these very exciting services, and it's really interesting to be at the heart of this from a data center perspective. So I think Africa has the huge potential and the unique position of being basically the last growth area on the planet. So it's a privilege to be there and kind of pioneer this in the data center space. And it's really exciting to see how a country develops once you give the right tools.
I missed one. Yes. Another important one, satellite.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think you rightly mentioned, I think another thing is going to happen is the likes of Starlinks and OneWorld is going to make internet reach the rural areas of Africa. And I think they're all lobbying with the regulators soon. Yep.
That's true. So, talking about customers, because we need to talk about customers as well. What do they want more than anything else? And what have you planned to do to address those demands? Maybe Anthony?
Yes, we're in Somaliland, Djibouti, Tanzania, Ethiopia. We're first in all those markets as carrier-neutral data centers. Each one's slightly different. But in Africa, what we take for granted here is what they want. They want stability. They want a stable data center facility that will give them the basics. They also want cloud because they don't have to invest in anything. We as a data center, we don't do cloud, the partners do cloud. So they want really, or they need really, the very core right now. So I just want to add that sitting here in London, such a privilege, it's a completely different world. So having even stable power in some of these markets is an enormous challenge. I could tell you, for example, that in Ethiopia, there's 25% power outages in a day. And they're not these nice single power outages. They're, quite a few in the day, which is a very strong challenge when you look at how you're going to operate your facility. So it's all about stability so they can then offer their business and grow from there.
Veer?
Yeah, no, I compliment what he said. Again, two segments, consumer and enterprise. Consumers are looking at low-cost internet, stable, high speeds. Africa has grown in capacity over, I think, growing 200% year on year. On the speed matrix, they're on the bottom. So I think the investments like To Africa and all will definitely will address some of these issues. On the enterprise side, digital transformation. I mean, the enterprise businesses want someone to handhold them, provide access to latest technology, and simplify it. How they can simplify the journey of an enterprises like small and medium enterprises to enable them digitally. I think that's how we look into it. And this is what we are doing in Middle East quite effectively.
That's great. And we talk about Africa, but we need to remember we know it's a huge continent, and each countries have their specificities and are very different. What are the main factors influencing growth in your area in Africa?
Again, some of the things we already covered. One is like connectivity. Africa as a continent, especially let me talk about from the North Africa, which we are, quite extensively present from, Egypt to Morocco to Tunis. is linking Africa to Europe, which is probably 80% of the traffic. But the likes of Middle East and Asia is also quite interesting. A lot of investment is coming from them. So I think one of our vision is to connect Africa to the world. That's how I look into it. The other is, again, investing some of the terrestrial and submarine assets, which are alternate to bring stability. So, like Suez Canal, it's, holds again 70% of traffic goes through the canal, linking the Mediterranean. How to create an alternate path so that it gives a more stable route for Africa to reach Europe.
That's great. Anthony?
Well, I think, again, you've touched on it, including our slogan. But I think the key, which is often overlooked in Africa, is really about matching what you're offering to what the market could really take. So it's a small thing, but also extremely important. So often you'll see all this very high tech coming there, but the market isn't ready to absorb that technology. So in everything you do there, you're always looking at how can I match the pace of development and then just go a little bit further so that slack can be absorbed. So we're in this unique position that all of these experiments have happened in many countries of the world, and then you could see take, learn, go in that particular market. I find that back to basics, get things working, do it very well, and then companies like yours and others come in, take advantage of this and just grow all these applications and all these other services that are required in the market.
Okay, that's great. And now about challenges. Which challenges are you most excited to face right now?
I don't know about excited. I think that in all these places that we go to, again, from Somalia through to Ethiopia, the fundamentals are a challenge. So let's not kid ourselves. From passing through the airport to getting to your location to finding what you need to find to get something to work. But when you, at the end of the day, have a customer enter your facility and everything works, you think, wow, there was none of this, and now there is. And of course, as soon as you've done that, 5 other operators will come in the next day and all claim first, but okay, so be it. So I think that it's a challenge. It's always been a challenge. Myself and my colleagues have known nothing else but challenges. It's exciting to be first and see the execution of what you envisaged and you dreamed.
Can you, Veer?
Yeah, I think the most exciting challenge for us is to transition from telecom to technology. I think telecom has been a commodity. The voice and data is cannibalized by the OTT players. It's not where we can actually make money from, even though they are basics. But can we run our show based on voice and data? Answer is no. So we are investing on digital ecosystem, again, to make sure we enable the enterprises, which are our key focused areas, so that they grow up the value chain. The enterprises are 80% of the economy, small and medium enterprises. From the basics of their offering them the cloud-based functional support systems under one umbrella, and this is the challenge we are looking forward to.
Great, and I have one last question for you too. First, how do you keep focus in this world which is volatile, uncertain, etc.? And also, what keeps you awake? So maybe start there.
I think how we keep ourselves focused is by not trying to do everything. I think try to focus on stuff which we can achieve the best in it. I think we are focusing on customer experience. I think if you ask me what keeps me awake is how we can differentiate ourselves on customer experience. Everyone is offering similar products, similar pricing. There's not much in it. I think we still believe is if you're able to offer a simplified, digital, and a seamless customer experience, I think it'll make my day.
And you, Anthony?
I think there are many distractions, as also you said. There's distractions everywhere, especially when you're working in a new environment full of competition. You got to stick to what you're doing, believe in your project and in your dream, and just go forward. If you allow, especially in Africa, where nothing works unless you really drive it to its conclusion, any distractions, you will not get there. So I guess the big difference is that in a developing market, you gotta focus on the execution of your project. Never let anything distract you. And yes, there are challenges, but that's what makes it fun.
That's great. So I think we have 40 seconds. I just wanted to say that first, we are publishing also an article on LinkedIn about investing and connecting in Africa that you could see with Cambridge. It's going to be published tonight. But first of all, I would like to big round of applause to the panelists because I think it was really incredible. And they respect the timing.
Charles has given us a difficult task to keep you guys awake. You had your lunch, so he said that 15 minutes, we can't make them sleep again.
We have 20 seconds. I mean, should we take any questions if anybody has any? Has anybody got a question?
Any questions?
Hi. No, it's okay. We can go a few seconds over.
Hi, my name is Noah from Amsterdam Internet Exchange. I wonder, how do you see the role of an IX in the region?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear it.
What of the Internet Exchange?
Internet Exchange, yes. How do you see the role of an Internet Exchange in the
Extremely important. First of all, we operate the Djibouti Internet Exchange, which we started 8 years ago, Nemo? 8 years ago. 5th largest in Africa. I cannot tell you how many obstacles we faced to activate the Internet Exchange, and we're activating Internet Exchanges in all our data centers now. It is absolutely critical if you want to democratize the Internet. Absolutely critical. So the answer is critical.
We're working in Egypt with GPX to bring the peering of and the eyeballs from Middle East to the for the cloud operators in Egypt. And he's rightly said, some of the digital transformation initiatives won't be efficient, effective without a strong, well-linked IX in the region. Absolutely.
Talk about that. Thank you.
There. Give a warm round of applause to our panelists for this one.